In honor of St. Patrick's Day, we're making these rainbow cheesecake stuffed pot of gold cookies. Hi foodie friends, my name is Carly and welcome back to my channel, Adventures in Yum. First, let's look at our cheesecake filling. For this treat, I made my vanilla cheesecake that is baked. You can certainly make a no-bake cheesecake recipe. I simply prefer a baked cheesecake over no-bake cheesecake. The link to my vanilla cheesecake video is in the description. Next, we're making the cookies. We begin by adding 4 cups or 480 grams of graham cracker crumbs, 1.5 cups or 210 grams of all-purpose flour, a half a cup or about 56 grams of black cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of salt to a large mixing bowl. We give that a quick mix and set it aside for now. Next, in a large mixing bowl, we add 1 cup or 220 grams of softened unsalted butter, 1.5 cups of packed and leveled or 300 grams of brown sugar, and a half a cup or about 66 grams of powdered sugar. We then cream the butter and sugars together until fluffy, which should take about 3 minutes or so. Next, we add 2 large room temperature eggs and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and mix until well combined. We then add the graham cracker mixture and mix the dough. We're also adding some black food gel to help darken the black color of these cookies. Once the dough starts to come together, we switch to using our clean, gloved hands to bring the dough together into one ball, and all of the dry ingredients are just incorporated. Now we divide the dough ball into 2 and then add half of the dough onto a piece of parchment paper, lay another piece of parchment paper on top, and use a rolling pin to roll it out between 1/8 and 1/4 inch or about 3 to 6 millimeters in thickness. We repeat with the second half of the dough and then pop that in the refrigerator to chill for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Once the dough is firm, we use a cauldron cookie cutter to cut the cookies and transfer them to a parchment paper lined baking sheet. We then take a slightly smaller circle cookie cutter and cut the centers out of some of the cookies. The smaller circle cutter needs to be small enough to provide at least a ½ inch or about 1 centimeter of a cookie perimeter. For every 2 regular cookies, we'll have 1 to 2 cookies with the centers cut out. In this video, I only use 1 cookie for the center, but I actually highly recommend having 2 cookies for the center because you'll have a lot more room for delicious cheesecake filling. We then cut off the feet of the cauldron cookies to make them look more like a pot of gold shape. We can also use a circle cookie cutter to make a top view of the pot of gold. Just like before, we use a slightly smaller circle cookie cutter to cut the centers out of some of the cookies. We then bake the cookies at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius for approximately 10 to 12 minutes. When they're done, we let them cool completely. We can either re-roll the scraps to cut more shapes or do what I decided to do here and make a rustic little cookie cup. I simply put some dough in each lightly greased well of a mini muffin pan, squished it down and shaped it, and after baking them at the same time and temp, let them cool completely, twisted and popped them out of their pans, and filled them with individual colors of rainbow cheesecake, which we'll put together now. After the cheesecake has completely cooled and been in the refrigerator to chill, we divide the cheesecake into 6 bowls and add a little bit of food gel colors to each one. Start with a little bit and then add more food gel color as needed until you achieve your desired colors. Once they're all mixed up, add each to a different piping bag. Before we assemble these cookies, if you're getting value out of this video, then please make sure to hit that like button, click subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified about my latest video. Once the cookies are fully cooled, we melt some black candy melts in short increments in the microwave and make an outline on the inside perimeter of the bottom cookie. We then place one of our middle cookies with the center missing on top of the bottom cookie and gently press down on it to make sure that the cookie completely sticks. We then take our cheesecake piping bags and pipe the colors in stripes on the inside of the cookie. After the center is nicely filled, we set these aside for now. We then have a different bowl of black candy melts that we melt in short increments in the microwave and slightly thin with some vegetable oil. Once it has a nice consistency for coating, we dip the cookies in the black candy melts and gently shake off the excess melts. For the circle cookies, after we dip them in the melts, we add gold sequin sprinkles to the center of the cookies. To make it look like a little pile of gold sprinkles, we can add a little candy melt on top of some of the sprinkles and add even more sprinkles on top of that. For the other pot of gold shaped cookies, we simply dip them in the black candy melts, shake, and let them completely set. We now pipe a ring of candy melts onto the middle cookie and place the coated cookie on top. For our pot of gold shaped cookies, when the candy melts have set, we add some more candy melts on the top and then add some gold sequin sprinkles. For an optional final step, we can add some edible glitter to give these a lovely final touch. For this video, I was able to make 10 cheesecake stuffed cookies along with almost 3 dozen cookie cups. The cookies are firm but still soft, kind of like a sugar cookie, and they also have a really nice flavor from the combination of graham crackers and black cocoa, which makes it taste like Oreos. The rainbow cheesecake filling is so bright and fun and also lightly softens the inside of the cookie for a delightful texture. The Oreo graham cracker taste combined with the vanilla cheesecake filling is so yummy. As always, I'd love to know if you gave these a try and what you think about them, so tell me about it in the comments. If you're interested in checking out some of the products I used in this video, then please make sure to check out that video description below for some of their Amazon links. Thank you so much for joining me today, foodie friends. I'll see you next time for another yummy adventure.